Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to YouTube. I am your host, Whale Cow, and together with my co-host, the Rat Man,
Greetings and salutations.
we are continuing with race number 6 of our Predator campaign. We managed to get 99% on both cars during the practice, so we're hoping for a big win, or at least a less big loss.
Sounds about right. Also, I have this sneaking suspicion that everyone who watches these assumes that we're cutting out practice and getting excellent because we're save scumming until we can find it.
Yeah, but no, we seriously just skip out on flying laps until the very last minute possible. So we're just like send out, come back in, send out, come back in. It's like that opening scene from Finding Nemo where Marlin's teaching Nemo how to get out of the anemone safely.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Alright, so we've got 6 laps of fuel in our fuel tank for a 15-lap race. So that means we're not going to be able to afford to burn very heavily.
Yeah, unfortunate.
However, that does mean we can afford to put soft on both of our cars from start to finish.
Indeed.
Alright, so...
And, if they last 7 to 9, that means we can afford to be somewhat aggressive with our tires.
Again, Evans's is 6 to 8, so I think we should pit him first.
Yeah, stay the same aggressiveness with him and just pit him first.
Alright. Since we're going to be pitting Evans first, we want to put his fuel burn slightly higher.
Yeah. Let's want to put Santa Ana on orange and him on red.
I was thinking Santa Ana on yellow and Williams on orange.
I think that we want to open with red and orange because we're starting in grid position first and second, and we just want to maintain that for as long as possible to keep everyone bunched up behind us.
Alright, and we should put the driving style on push then?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
Well, I think we can stick Evans on attack if we're pitting him first. I think that'll be safe.
Alright, it starts at 59 Fahrenheit and then it's a relatively cloudy day, so we'll do that.
Yeah. There's a 40% chance of rain, which means somewhere in the middle it's going to rain. And this time, we will pit properly and replace our tires. We promise. Yep. We promise to eventually have a race where we don't fail in the pits at least once.
We start at first and second position because they don't expect us to do anything.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Alright, so the plan is to pit Evans in, what, lap 4 or 5?
4 probably, so that Santa Ana can do 5.
Alright.
And Santa Ana's already being passed. Or not quite. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. You can do it, Evans! We believe in you!
Nope, he's in second.
Dang it.
Your lag is almost comical.
Yeah. The 4 seconds of lag is forever in this stupid race. I just can't make very many calls. Last time Evans managed to stay in first all the way up until the point where we had to pit him.
Yeah, don't know how he did that.
I have no idea how he did that, and I don't think we're ever going to repeat it, because Evans is just a terrible driver.
Not with these parts, anyway. If Evans is the terrible driver, how come Santa Ana's in 19th?
Because she just had everyone bunch up on her. Like, everyone's getting in each other's way trying to pass Evans is the problem.
Yep.
Also, everyone else is just going red right out the gate.
Yeah.
And Santa Ana's going orange, which means naturally she's just going to fall behind.
And she's too busy focusing on getting a pilot's license.
Yeah.
How does that even work?
She's learning to fly tiny crop dusters.
I'd think going for a pilot license would increase the focus.
Nah, whole different style of driving. You're distracted and thinking about that.
I think those crop dusters actually go slower than these Formula 1 cars, though.
Yeah, but they don't drive. Like, you don't drive a crop duster the same way you drive a Formula 1 car.
Alright. Sending
we should
Evans to
probably
the
drop it.
pit now.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're switching him over to softs again. Filling up his gas tank. We want to go easy this time, so that
Yeah.
we don't have to pit 3 times.
Yeah, we do not want to pit him 3 times.
And we're gonna set him on fast pit because there's only a 14% risk for him.
Yep. And if Santa Ana's gonna pit next lap after him, we can probably put her on a higher burn.
Okay.
Oh, Nick Chu cut a corner. He's gonna get a time penalty.
Wahaha.
Always good to know about.
Nick Chu accidentally took a bite out of that corner. Way. I can hear your eyes rolling. Alright, and then we'll pit Santa Ana.
Yeah, so that we don't forget.
Alright, we'll put her on balance, do you think?
Yeah,
Alright.
I think that's worth it.
Alright, Evans did a good pit stop.
Marvelous.
Alright, I'm moving him back to high and everything because that seems like a good pace for these conditions.
Yeah.
These highly mathematical conditions.
Mass over the weather. Make sure there's no rain coming up.
No, it's just really cloudy.
Alright.
Santa Ana goes into the pits with 0.1 laps of fuel left.
Marvelous. We timed that perfectly.
She said that she was going through the tires like a fat guy goes through hot dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Santa Ana might be weightest.
And she had a great pit. Marvelous.
We better not get an email complaining like, I can't drive with Evans, he's put on 5 more pounds. Don't complain about Evans, he's our enforcer. That's why nobody passes him at the beginning, they're so scared of him.
And then the race feelings take over and they pass him anyway.
They're in the zone. Now here's the part where we pass a couple losers in the pits.
Mm-hmm.
Mantic Games is sending me an email. They want me to enter a sweepstakes to win £100.
Right.
What's interesting about them is that they're a British company, and what's even more interesting is that they send their stuff via mail order. Like, oh, Mello crashed and now there's a safety car out.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so let me figure this out. I don't think we want to pit right now because we just did.
Yeah, I think... how many laps are left? We
I think-
get...
Hmm.
It's not worth it. We wouldn't be able to get enough fuel.
Yeah. I think we should go easy and then yeah, you know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can actually back off even more than that.
Yeah, I only want to back off once we Okay, now we're in a line. Now nobody's passing. Now we can back off.
No one's passing. You can back off fully. And we just got to be ready with the pause button to set us back to,
Yep. Evans overtakes 3 drivers.
in the pits.
Yep. And now we just chill around waiting for the safety car. Well, anyway, what's interesting about Mantic's order system is that they do this mail order thing where you actually print your order slip off of their website, and then you put it and a check or money order into an envelope and then send it to them overseas, and then they get it and send you their product. It's kind of
Not
a
many
weird
people
system.
do that these days.
Yeah. And I notice like a lot of the hobby stores around here have stopped selling Mantic products. Like, is it just because they're too hard to get?
That's a good question.
I mean, they might have distributors for retail outlets, like on this side of the Great Pond, but I don't know. I actually recently put up my Dead Zone miniatures collection for sale at the Adventurers Guild on Union Deposit, if anybody's interested. Pre-glued together, pre-built miniatures at 50% off. They're all there. And of course, they put all their Mantic stuff on clearance for 60% off.
Of course.
Yeah. I don't even think people are interested enough to hold on. Their temperatures are so low that they're starting to grain. We need to bring their tire wear up. Well, anyway, I think that the bundles I put together might be too large anyway. Eventually, when the 60 days is up, I'll have to take those products, wait a while, and then put them up in smaller quantities.
Makes sense.
The reason I put them up in larger quantities was because they'll only take 5 items or bundles per household, and I had a couple other things I wanted to shift.
There's still a burning car just sitting there.
Alright, as soon as the safety car goes in, we need to go full burn, and then
Yep.
and then Evans needs to pit the lap after that.
He's got... Yeah, full burn, and we'll tell Evans to pit. Like, the moment he passes the
Go.
pit lane.
Man, I've been stuck behind this damn dragon for ages now. That's what
Yeah,
Evans
alright,
says.
he's past the pit lane. Pit him.
Yeah. Okay, so after this pit, he'll have 5 laps remaining, so we'll bring him up to 6 and burn.
Yeah.
His suspension's down to 36%, so it could get close.
I think it'll be alright. Because we started at 75 with that, and we're more than halfway done.
Because every little thing is gonna be alright.
Indeed.
Stay behind us, Dembele. We know you're a burn victim and we're sorry, but we can't disappoint our 3 fans who followed us on Patreon. Oh, Dembele ran wide into the... What? She like went off the track. Okay. Now let's get Santa Ana's pit out of the way. She's got 4 laps remaining after the stop, so should we just give her 5 laps of fuel?
Yeah. Let's give her 5 laps of fuel.
Alright. And as usual, her parts are totally fine. She could run this race 2 more times before anything broke.
Yep.
And you want to put her on balanced.
Yeah, balance sounds right.
Alright. All that's left is to pick a god and pray.
Sounds about right.
Alright, Evans got a good
pit
pit
for
stop.
Evans.
I'm trying to think, should we have pitted when the safety car was out?
No, I don't think so. I think that we would have we would have had to pit 3 times, and like maybe we could have burned a bit more, like before we had to pit again, but we still would have had to pit, and just more pit times is more opportunities for mistakes. Although, admittedly, we could have had only 1 or 2 laps of fuel in our car when we for the last couple races, which would mean we'd been driving a bit faster because there's less weight in the car.
Alright, I'm putting Santa Ana up to high fuel burn because for whatever reason she exited the pits with 6 laps of fuel, even though we told her to put 5.2 in.
Well, burn. Burn, burn, burn. Like, we cannot go wrong with burning now at this point with Santa Ana.
Oh no, we're off target, but that's okay because surely somebody will have to pit.
Yep. Yeah, I can see ahead of us, Chu is definitely going to have to pit, looking at his tires. And there's a couple people that are currently pitting. Or no, they just came out. But yeah, there's some people that pit during the safety car lap, but they can't have put in enough fuel to actually make it to the end. So they're going to have to pit.
Alright, Santa Ana finally passed Evans. Something's up with Marchetta in the pits.
Ooh. Mistakes are being made.
He's still good though. We won't pass him.
Cost him a lot of places though.
Come on, Santa Ana. It's just Chu in front of you. You can pass him.
Set our tires higher.
I don't
We
feel
can afford
comfortable
it.
with
It's
that.
only 2 laps.
Okay.
We're at 69%. 69% will last us 2 laps.
But if it's burning so hot, I just don't know.
It'll be fine.
Dembele's in front of Evans again. And now Evans is like, I'm
Yeah.
coming for you. And it's like, Evans.
Oh, he's got a part wearing out.
Yeah.
He does. We can stick Evans on high burn. We're starting the last lap and he's got excess fuel.
I already did that.
And none of his parts
Yeah.
are red. I just watched it happen, yes.
Alright, it looks like we're finishing 17th, 19th this time.
I believe in you, Santa Ana. Someone in front of you will screw up.
She really wants it.
I believe in you.
I don't believe in her anymore.
Yeah. Ah, well, we tried.
Now we go to assassinate him. Mello skulled out on lap 7.
Yep.
That's the only reason we didn't get last.
Sounds about right.
Alright. Etta John's daughter got caught with an illegal part.
Ooh.
Nick Chu had a drive-through penalty, but it was one above what it needed to be to get us our money.
Oh, so close.
Yep. Now we're bet down at 19th and 20th again. Sigh.
That's what we started at. It's not down.
Predator
We
Racing
moved.
Group has a gap of 33 points between 9th and 10th place team.
It's because we had so many DNFs with poor Evans. We just could not get him across the finish line.
Alright, now let's check out our fake book. 3 things in life are unavoidable: death, taxes, and octane racing being terrible. Munich podium: Sergio Arbeloa, Jean-Francois Beauchamp, Jean-Pierre Girard. And then
And
the
there would
one,
have been Erda Jones' daughter if she hadn't been using illegal parts
yeah.
for third.
And then the one right below that says the results from Munich: Sergio Arbeloa, Jean-Francois Beauchamp, and Jean-Pierre Girard.
Mm-hmm.
OMG, Sergio Arbeloa won. My psychic told me this would happen. Hashtag I should have placed a bet. Alright, at least
Oh,
nobody's
dear.
complaining that they bought our merchandise this time. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I'm gonna take it as a good sign that they're not disappointed. Our fans know what they're getting into.
Alright. So let's take a look at our morale and such. Evans is up by 4.57 to 32%.
Poor Evans' morale is terrible.
Yeah, it would be up at about 60% if those stupid media reports hadn't clued him in that we're trying to replace him.
You're the one that actually said, yes, we're totally going to replace him. I was joking.
I'm gonna be honest. I think it's worth paying the extra money to get rid of him.
Yeah. He's kind of terrible.
Kind of terrible. Look at those stats. Look at them. He's got 0 in overtaking.
That's why he does all right when he's in first, and then the moment someone passes him, he never gets the place back.
Linares' overtaking is better than his.
Yep.
Alright. Financial breakdown. We now have $1,290,000. Look at
Just enough to go into the negatives when we build ourselves a new engine.
Look at the points here. Santa Ana is 2 points away from being 18th, but Evans is 14 points away from being 20th.
He is 20th. You mean 19th?
19th, yes. He's in 21st place. The only place worse than last place. Alright, and before we bid the viewing audience adieu, I think we better take a look at our mail.
As usual.
Alright, Eastwood Motorsport looks good at practice, and then they're touting up our 4th place finish in practice.
Yep.
Practice versus reality here.
Practice is always better.
Santa Ana's car dropped 25%, and Evans' part dropped 50%.
It's just like, look at me, I drop half the reliability that you do.
The race mechanic is always like, well, that really wasn't the ideal weekend from our point of view, but
it really is. Like,
how do you
what
do better
do you want
than
us
this?
to do better?
It only takes 12 hours to finish this stuff. Alright, now let's...
He's just lazy.
Now let's do a possibly destructive interview with the World Sports Network. Simple question, which one of your drivers is better?
Oh dear. Do we tank Evans's morale even more?
He's like, here's the most divisive question possible, have fun.
Yeah, it's just like, what on earth could you possibly ask that is more divisive than this?
If we don't answer it, we lose 10% marketability.
Oh god. Let's just answer in a Santa Ana then, let's be honest. We're gonna fire William Evans at the end of the season, his morale doesn't matter. If we're lucky, he'll hire on with someone else before we can fire him and he won't have to pay the contract breaking bonus.
If we're lucky, he'll hire on with somebody else and then we'll be able to beat that team. Alright.
Sounds right.
It made Santa Ana happier, but you can't be happier than 100%.
And somehow it didn't reduce his morale.
Evans is so depressed that he acknowledges that he's terrible and moves on with his life. Alright, we got 4 pit stops, no mistakes.
Yep. That went very nicely.
And then there's the usual Channel 6 saying that we didn't get the podium.
Yep. I love the fact that we're never going to beat our pit crew record. Because our pit crew record came when we forgot to replace the tires. So we're never going to beat that tie.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yep. Our season record is about 4 seconds. The time it takes to fill the gas tank.
Yep.
Alright.
I suppose if we ever wound up in a race that had us using hard tires, we might actually not bother to replace our tires and just fill up on fuel. But, like, that's the only situation I can see that happening in.
That's only if we're using, like, Cortez tires or something.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I think that'll be it for this session then.
Indeed.
Our chairman's already headed back up to Happy, because we couldn't possibly do worse than his goals for the team.
Yep.
Alright, next race is gonna be Guildford in England. Top speed and suspension are what's important there.
Yep. And we can focus on upgrading those.
Mm-hmm. Our staff and car are still the worst on the grid. We're only better than Garuda because they have 50-year-old men driving for them.
Yep.
Alright, that'll be everything then.
Indeed.
Alright, so, the viewing audience, thank you for tuning in once again. Next time we're moving into management for Guildford, race 7. But until then, this has been Whale Cow.
And the Mighty Rat Man. Signing off.
Yep, see you later. I forgot to
Let's see if I click
start
on my
the
friends
game
list.
again. Well, I'll fix that.
Whoops. Sega.
It's the final few seconds before the lights go out.
I wouldn't mind having Eggman as a recruitable driver. No, I think he'd be the lead designer.
Yeah. He'd stick missiles on all of our on the undercarriage of all of our cars. We could shoot down anyone that gets in front of us.
No wonder our cars are terrible. Eggman designed all the parts.